Editing a photo is like driving a car. Small adjustments make a big difference. So make sure you make small adjustments. To start off, we're going to use the f-stop or the aperture. It makes the background more blurry or less blurry. The lower the number, the more blurry it's going to be. And you can choose here this photo. That doesn't really matter for that one. So we'll move on. Next, you're going to grab the exposure. Now, exposure controls how bright or dark the entire photo is. So you can bump that up just a little bit. And again, we're making small adjustments across overall. Next is brilliance. It is a smart contrast plus brightness that focuses on midtones and not the highlights. So we're going to bump up the brilliance just a little bit so it can kind of help with the midtones of the photo. Next is highlights. Highlights adjusts the brightest part of the photo. Now look at my face. When I bring all of the highlights down, all of the skin tone in my face comes back in, but it makes everything super yellow, which we can fix the yellow later. But for now, I'm just going to bring the highlights back down just a little bit. Again, I'm trying to even out the shadow and highlights that across the board. So that's why I'm doing that. Next is shadows. Obviously, it's going to adjust darker areas without affecting the bright areas. So I'm going to bring that back up just a little bit. Next is contrast. I rarely touch it because it increases and decreases both sides, both the light and dark, and I want to be able to control them separately. It's too much to begin with. So we're going to skip the brightness for now. I'm going to show you for black point. This is how I use the contrast. The black point makes the blacks blacker without making the whites whiter. And this is a way to bring in some contrast without affecting the whites. So I'm going to bring the blacks up a little bit. I'm going to go back over here to brightness now, and brightness does overall lightness adjustment of the whole photo again. So I'm going to bump that up just a little bit. So again, you see now there's 3 different ways to brighten the photo. Next is the saturation. I don't use the saturation either because it saturates all the colors and it's just way too much. So instead, I use vibrance because vibrance brings colors to the mid-tones without oversaturating the skin. So it can get too crazy if you go all the way up. You really want to focus on the vibrance and bringing the vibrance up just a little bit to bring back the colors since you've lightened the photo. I personally don't like how warm my walls look in the background because they're more gray, not yellow. So I'm actually going to bring the warmth down, but that's, totally up to you how warm you like your photos to look. And next is tint. This is if you have a really strong, like fluorescent lighting behind you or something that makes the colors more green or pink, then you can use that. There's also sharpness and definition, and these will get kind of mixed up. So sharpness is going to crisp up your photos a little bit more. Definition is going to make hard lines in everything, including buildings, which can look good for, landscape and architecture. So just be careful with definition on people's faces.